All right, we have some really big news and some really big confirmations from the devs after what happened this morning. Now, to clarify, the sit down that happened this morning was not with the devs themselves. It was with Xanon, who is the lead moderator for the official Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade Discord, so he communicates with the devs and he can communicate all the worries and things that we want changed with the game. Now, with that said, I saw a couple of people this morning who were upset that certain content creators didn't get to really voice their opinions or their community's opinions, and I just want to let you guys know it was already decided ahead of time which content creators would be speaking, like Giku and so on and so forth. And so it's absolutely awesome that they got Painblade up there to speak his piece, because honestly, he brought up a lot of good points. He was very clear with his speaking points, and he said really point blank what was on a lot of the community's minds. So shout out to him for that. But I just wanted to make it clear that we already knew as content creators who was going to be talking. And additionally, if you filled out the Google form that I set up, that is shared with the JJK mod team, the entire mod team, including Xanon, have access to that Google form. So they were able to see all of the suggestions you guys had for the game, and they still have access to that, which is absolutely amazing. Now, today, when we did the sit down, they condensed most of the concerns into a couple of bullet points to go over, and to make it as clear as possible the big things that they are working on. So what was confirmed and what was not confirmed, let's get into the meat of it. So I took notes as best I could. So the very first most important thing that I need to share with all players, everyone on Global who has been worried, Pity is 110% coming, and hopefully sooner rather than later. So Xanon, the head mod, said that Pity is for sure coming very, very soon. However, I literally, as soon as he said that, I was in the chat and I typed, how soon? When can we expect it? That was my very first question. And I think he saw it, or multiple people put it, and they asked the same thing. And he's like, that's being a bit greedy, he's like, I can't really answer that. So I don't know if it's going to be before the YouTube banner goes away, which we have a whole month, okay? Or if it's going to be after the YouTube banner, which would be a big L. But hopefully, the Pity comes before the YouTube banner goes away, which would be absolutely massive. That'd be the biggest dub Global can get, but only time will tell. They want the game to succeed, and they know that we want that Pity as soon as possible, so I'm hoping they do the smart decision and they get Pity in the game before the YouTube banner goes away. But only time will tell, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully this video ages well and we get Pity before YouTube goes away, but I guess come back to it when YouTube's banner is gone, and we'll know what has happened by then. But for those of you who don't know how Pity works, Pity is already out on the JP version of the game, and basically you can buy a Pity credit card or a Pity ticket, whatever you want to call it. And so if you pay 20 of your Pity points, you get to carry over 10 Pity points from that banner to the next one. So if you go to 200 Pity on a banner, you can carry over 100 Pity from that banner to the next banner. So it's a good middle ground. It's still better than having, going 200 summons in and not being able to do anything with those 200 summons, right? At least now you're able to do something. So that needs to be in the game as soon as possible, and that was confirmed. That is going to be one of the features that is coming up very, very soon. It's one of their top priorities. Additionally, he went over the step up banners that were there at the launch of the game. If you guys remember those were paid step up banners, yes, but it was nice to have the step up banners with the guaranteed character in addition alongside the free to play banner. Okay, this is not I'm not talking about a different step up banner. I'll get to that in a little bit, but the initial step up banners that were alongside the free banners, everybody for the most part actually liked those step up banners, and they weren't sure how the community was feeling about it. So a lot of us said yeah, we like the initial step up banners. That was awesome. And so he's like, okay, well, we'll probably implement more step up banners in the future, which is actually really good. Now, as for the other point of the 8 million download celebration, remember where they gave us a paid banner? Nobody liked that. Nobody liked hey, here's a celebration. Good job. We hit a milestone of 8 million. Now pay us money. Like, nobody liked that. So they will not be doing that again. He said basically they will never do that again because that was a bad decision. So like dubs there on that, more step up banners in the future alongside free banners for those that want to spend, which is good, and no celebration banners that are paid. They will hopefully give us actual celebration rewards from what it sounded like in the future. Additionally, he said the other future, this is a big one I've been complaining about for a while. I think I was one of the first content creators, honestly, to bring this up. Auto mode is going to be updated. So auto mode currently, the way it works on global right now is it just picks the strongest move and uses it. That's it. So like buffer characters, absolutely freaking useless. However, on JP, it picks skill priority. So the skills that are upgraded first are going to be the skills that get picked. So skill priority, I've been telling you guys for a while now, it does matter which skills you upgrade first, is going to matter here soon. Now, he said auto mode is like coming ASAP and actively being worked on. His exact words, actively being worked on. But the thing is, once again, unfortunately, they cannot give us even like a rough time frame or an exact date, right? So my guess when he says ASAP, like as soon as possible, anywhere within 1 to 3 months. I would like to see it in December, but it could be January, it could be February, but I sincerely doubt it takes more than 3 months to get auto mode fixed up in global. And they did say it was like for sure going to be updated faster than it was updated on JP. So that is a good thing. A lot of what he said was like, it's hard for us to get these features out as soon as we'd like to because, you know, translating the script and stuff from JP is harder than you guys think. So, I mean, take that how you will, but just keep that in mind. That might be why it's taking them a little bit longer to get some of these features out. I don't know why exactly. I'm not the scripter, I'm not the dev, but that's just what we were told. Okay. Additionally, another big confirmation. This is very big, so it's going to change the whole way probably I do videos for this game in the future, but global will not follow JP release order for characters. He literally said, be very careful trusting the JP release order because we will probably not be following that order. So what does this mean? Hidden Arsenal Gojo or Teen Gojo will probably be coming sooner than the half anniversary. Toji will probably be coming sooner than the half anniversary. Like, we're gonna get a lot of probably very hype characters before the half anniversary would be my guess. Okay, it seems to be that way. Now that is not 100% confirmed, but it was very heavily hinted at, right? So who knows what we're going to get for the half anniversary or if we're going to get a half anniversary. It wasn't made very clear on that front, but what was made clear is the release order for characters is obviously going to be different than it was on JP. Additionally, they have been speeding up banners and they admitted to speeding up banners, and they talked about how they want to make sure we get more cubes for that, but I'll elaborate on that later. Okay, next up, this one's kind of interesting and kind of big. I don't know how I feel about it, to be completely honest. This might be one of the things that I was most like, I don't know how I feel about that. So they are going to be using a Discord bot that will bind accounts. It's already actually in the Discord, so you can bind your account, and they're going to be creating Discord guilds. So instead of creating guilds in the game, from my understanding, from what I could glean, is we are going to be able to create Discord guilds for the game. And within those guilds, if you complete like certain milestones or missions within the game, the data will be directly like linked to Discord. And then it will create leaderboards, and based on the scores on those leaderboards, like within your guild, you will get in-game rewards, whether that be cubes or, you know, recollection bits or whatnot. We really don't know yet. They haven't elaborated on that. I don't know how soon that's going to happen, but they do already have the first step done, obviously, of getting people to bind their accounts. So how does it work for people that don't bind their accounts? I don't know. I don't know. It seems like a whole lot of big workaround to give people guilds. Because they can't put guilds in the game is what it sounds like to me, but I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening with that. We also had a question if we could expect a PC client for the game, because JP has a PC client. And at first, I'm not going to lie to you, it seemed like Xanon didn't realize there was a PC client for the JP version of the game, but then he said, basically, whatever JP does, we will probably be doing too. So he said, you can probably expect a PC client of the game eventually, but it's not anything they have in mind right now, so there's no time frame on that, so keep that in mind. And then additionally, this one is another big one that I've been asking about, I've been wanting to know, because they mentioned it before the release of the game. and then we had no word on it. So finally we have some word on it. Illusory Tower. Okay, Tower will most likely be coming out here either next month or the month after. Very likely to come soon. There's no exact time frame for it though. Got to be very clear about that. There's no exact time frame for any of this, unfortunately. I wish that, oh man, if they could just give us like a month, 2 months, it would have been amazing. But he can only say so much, and it took him a lot, apparently, to get the devs to even approve this sit down to talk. So like, big shout out to Xanon, honestly, for making this happen. And like, he did give us a lot of confirmations or what he could or what he was allowed to, right? So like, big W's for him down in the comments if you guys happen to be watching this video. Now, back to Illusory Tower. What we do know about it, besides the fact that it's going to be coming soon, once again, no exact time frame, we also know that instead of releasing Tower and like chunks, they're probably going to be releasing floors progressively so that you can continually play the game. So like right now on JP, they just got floors 51 through 60. Hopefully that will be a little bit better for us, and the release of Tower floors will be a little bit more steady and a little bit more like fluid, and that'll give the game more longevity with content, really is what it's going to do. So that's actually a pretty good thing. And they also said, this was an interesting thing that was said in this sit down, because of the overwhelming positivity and like feedback they got in this sit down, they want to make potentially sit downs a recurring thing. Now, there were your negative Nellies and like definitely people who were upset and you know, just complainers, but like, look at all the stuff I've already told you. There's a lot of good stuff, right? So there's always going to be negative people. I mean, people who got shafted, I get it, I feel it, but it is a gacha game, and at the end of the day, they got to make money, so they can't give everything out for free. But sit downs are going to be a reoccurring thing, which I think is absolutely amazing, and that's all literally because the community showed up and we were there, and they were very excited to see how many people are out there supporting the game, which is absolutely amazing. Additionally, they mentioned that they would try in the next sit downs or conversations to get more content creators' voices heard out there. So like I said, while maybe I didn't speak or other content creators you guys watched did not speak in this particular sit down, we did actually contribute ideas. I want to make that very clear. We were behind the scenes and we were allowed to kind of help with coming up with the bullet points and stuff that we really wanted to focus on in the sit down, because the sit down was limited on time. And one of those ways that at least I contributed, I can't really speak for everyone else, but I gave the Google form to the moderators so they could see all of your guys' responses. So that, you know, your responses were seen. I don't know if they saw all of them, you know, I can't speak for what the mods did and didn't look at, but it's there, they have access to it. So, you know, in the future, maybe I will get a chance to actually talk with Xanon and see, you know, a little bit more about what's coming to the future of the game, which would be absolutely amazing. Additionally, going back to the sped up banners that I mentioned earlier. So as we know, banners have been sped up, and Xanon says he is a player himself. Once again, Xanon is the head mod. In case you missed the beginning of the video, you're skipping around. Head mod for the official Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade server. He is in contact with the devs. He said he is a player himself, and he has also felt the impact of the banners coming out faster than they probably should. He said he himself had to go to pity on Megami. I was right there with him. So he said that at the very least, they want to make sure they're giving out more cubes to help with the release of the banners to match the speed of the sped up banners, and they're doing everything they can to give out cubes where they can, but ultimately it's kind of it's hard to give out more cubes. Like, they're limited on the amount of cubes they're allowed to give out because JP said so, essentially is what it is. JP says, no, you can't give out that many cubes. And so they're giving out as many as they can, supposedly. They did give out more in the part 2 of the Utah missions and stuff like that, which 900 cubes is a lot better than 0 in part 1. Which is really good. So hopefully parts 3 and 4, I mentioned this in a previous video though, we will start to see more and more cubes, which will help the free-to-play players a little bit to get that 1 or 2 extra multis, and that might actually secure them Utah. Additionally, they're pushing out chapter 10 on December 3rd, which is just another way to get more cubes as well. So they are aware of the fact that the banners are coming out so quickly that people can't keep up, and they're trying to compensate a little bit to make it better, but I don't know that it completely fixes the problem. But hey, there you go. More cubes incoming in the future, at least to try and help with that problem, it sounds like. All right, so just keep that in mind. Additionally, I wanted to ask if we could get more content in the game, okay? So Xanon didn't really answer this one. He said basically for content in the game, we follow what JP follows. And so like if JP implements PvP, we'll get PvP. If JP implements a game mode, we'll get that game mode. Now he did mention there is the potential for global exclusive stuff, okay? But he didn't elaborate on what that global exclusive stuff could potentially end up being. So one of my ideas, and one thing that I really want to see that's easy for the devs to do, would fix the problem of getting more cubes and fix the problem of people running out of content in the game. Like, it fixes two problems at once. It's very, very simple. And if you guys go down there and like this video, maybe Xanon himself will see this video, or someone else, because Xanon said he's actually been watching content creators' videos, which is huge. But one of the things I would like to see in Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade, so once again, go down and like the video for this right here if you agree, is the story mode. The story mode needs to have an additional like hard or very hard difficulty where you can go back and play through it for extra cubes. That gives you a ton of extra content to do. And then additionally, same thing for Formidable Foe Battle. Once you get past Extreme 2 on Formidable Foe Battle, we should have Extreme 3, Extreme 4, you know, just up the difficulty. Up the difficulty. It's not that hard to change the stats a little bit and make it harder. And then instead of giving recollections, because obviously you maxed out the recollection after Extreme 2, you're going to give out cubes, or, you know, the fragments that allow you to get a free SSR dupe. That would be absolutely amazing. Like, we'll get some of those obviously when Tower comes out, but Tower's only going to last so long. So if you want to give people more overall grindy content, just add more difficulties to what you already have and change the stats of the enemies a little bit. I know I'm making it sound probably simpler than it actually is. I know it's a little bit more complicated, but it's not that bad, right? So that's something I would really like to see come to the game. Basically, add difficulties to the story mode and add more difficulties to Formidable Foe Battle so people can really challenge themselves and use more of their characters. I think that would be absolutely amazing. One more question that I actually asked in the chat, and I am very surprised that Xanon saw it, and I don't think it was anybody else that asked this. I think it was literally just me. I don't know why it was just me, but I asked for the sales of cube packs specifically. So right now when you go into the game, right, and you go to buy sales, I'll actually pull this one up for you guys so you can see, because this one's actually really important to me and it makes a big difference, I feel like, for anyone who is thinking about spending or whaling. I don't want these packs with like the crystal or the orbs. I don't need those. I can farm out the JP, I can farm out the orbs, right? Like I don't need that. Instead, I would rather have cube packs on sale, but these have literally never been on sale. So if this was like $79.99 for 20,000 cubes, heck yes, I'm there buying that discounted pack. Like very similar to what Dokkan does, and if you ever played My Hero Ultra Impact, similar to what that does. Even Black Clover Mobile, which I don't know if that's the greatest reference, but they have done something similar in the past. So just literally cube pack sales, as opposed to like these pack sales where you have to get stuff you don't necessarily want just to get the extra cubes, right? I think like just regular cube sales would be better. And Xanon said he would push for this, and it was an interesting idea. Like I don't know if they've ever considered this before. I don't know. I feel like they should have, but that would be something that would be really, really cool to see in the game personally. But of course, let me know if you guys agree or disagree. This would obviously be more for the spenders right here, but even like 99-cent pack right here, instead of being 140, limited time discount of like 300 cubes for 99 cents or something like that. Or maybe we do more than 300 cubes. We do 500 cubes for 99 cents. Whatever they wanted to do, you know, ultimately it's in their hands. Billy can actually take some initiative with, like, they set the prices, they can set the sales and stuff like that. That is something they actually are like almost completely in control of. So that would be something really cool that they could potentially do just to help the game and help the spending and help the overall, help them make money. It just helps everything. It helps the player base, helps them make money. I don't see any downsides to doing that personally. But once again, let me know if you guys disagree in the comments. And last but not least, when Xanon was asked if we would get a roadmap eventually for the direction the game is going, he made it sound like eventually we will, or they are working on something like that. So I'm interested to see how that goes. Hopefully that will actually be the case, but I don't know. And then we've also been getting, you know, bi-weekly updates on Twitter every once in a while when like new content is coming to the game. Xanon didn't even know what the bi-weekly updates were, and so I can expect that we'll probably still get updates right before a new character or new event comes out, but how soon before? I don't know. Will it be a week before? Will it be a day before? I don't think they actually said, so we'll have to wait and see how that one actually plays out, but I'm hoping communication on what characters are coming next and stuff like that is going to be clear and good as well. If there's anything I missed from this morning's meeting, you know, drop it down in the comments, but I think those were all of the main bullet points, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully this sets your mind at ease, and let me know if after all this, like if you were thinking about quitting the game, has this convinced you at least to stick around and see like what happens with Pity until the end of Utah, because I think that's kind of the make or break. Honestly, to me, that's the make or break. If Pity comes before Utah's gone, I think people will stay. If Pity does not come before Utah's gone, I think we'll see a lot of people leaving this game. So I hope for the sake of the game, for the longevity of the game, because we all want this game to succeed, I really hope they get that implemented soon, because that coding cannot be that hard. But they have said it's coming soon. We'll see just how soon. If you guys enjoyed the video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. Peace.